Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Swati. I'm an executive mom power coach. So I help moms who are executives manage the physical stresses of motherhood. So this ranges from everything between a weak pelvic floor to a neck pain, back pain, poor posture, etc. So going back to 3 easy tips to manage your neck and shoulder stiffness. Now, there are many of us who have this stiffness around the neck and shoulder area that just doesn't go away. This could be a achy pain that is present 24/7, or it could be something that you suffer at towards the end of the day. For both of these conditions, these two scenarios, you can apply these 3 tips that I'm going to talk about. So, just a brief overview of why you can get this stiffness in your neck and your shoulder area. We're not talking about conditions like frozen shoulder, etc. That's a different video for another day. However, this could happen mainly because of poor posture, slouching or hunching over. If you're using a computer all day long, if you're driving all day long, or if you have all your activities which are more flexor dominant, which is a very normal thing for most of us, it is possible that you get a bit of rounding in the shoulders, and then you start to get a bit achy and stiff around your shoulder joints and your neck. So this area, especially in this area between your neck and your shoulder joint, this area tends to be really stiff and achy. So what's the first thing is movements. So suppose you are working at your desk 9 to 5 and you're sitting there and you do not move around. I mean, you're so busy with the project, you're probably just looking at your keyboard, typing away, or looking at your screen in meetings, etc. Take a break. So even if you're in a meeting and you can't get up and go out or walk around and move your neck around, just take a few deep breaths. So take a deep breath and just drop your shoulders down. Okay, and you can just manage to shuffle around in your chair. So just do a bit of movement that you can manage in your meetings, or if you're on a video call, just to de-stress the neck and the shoulder area. Now, if you can, if it's possible, try and do these movements. So basically we move the neck from one side to the other, as if you're doing a shoulder check in the car, or you can tilt your head from one side to the other and then look up and down. Just be mindful, if you have any dizziness or discomfort when you're doing these movements, then you should avoid them. So these are movements that will just help to de-stress your spine. You could just do them 2 to 3 times. I don't need to be like 10 times or something. So you can do them every hour or 2 hours or whenever you can remember. So if possible, take a break. During these breaks, try and do these movements. Now, another thing, the second thing is we tend to usually store all our stresses into our shoulders. Now, most of us, when we are stressed, we would be in this position. If you ever notice somebody who's stressed and angry, they would be probably in this very closed position. So the other thing is de-stress. So everybody has their own way of de-stressing. Some people use meditation, some think sleep is enough, some use essential oils. So whatever is your go-to, I'm not going to tell you how to de-stress. I'm sure there are lots of videos out there how to do it. Invest your time into a technique that helps you to de-stress. If you're a mom, it could be just your me time as well, right? So that's what works for me. Okay, so the third thing and the most important thing I would say is your posture. Now you might say, oh yes, we know that when we are sitting, at our desks at work, we should be having a good posture, etc., yada yada yada. But have you actually noticed what is your posture like when you're walking? Have you noticed what's your posture like when you're driving? Okay, so I'm a mom and I do a lot of driving to and fro classes in school, etc. So let's talk about driving. So when you're driving, if your steering wheel is too far away from you, if you sit right back, you put your seat right back and your steering wheel is like too far away, what will happen is your hands are going to feel the stress after a while of driving. Now, notice today when you're in your car, Are your elbows at a relaxed angle? So basically at an acute angle and not like hands are not completely straightened out. Or are you sitting too close to the steering? So close that you're actually shrugging your shoulders like this in order to accommodate your arms. So try and notice where you are at when you're sitting in your car driving at your steering wheel. Okay, so try not to shrug your shoulders and try not to have your steering wheel too far away from you. So, posture is not just when you're sitting at your desk in your office, it's also throughout the day, maybe when you're sleeping as well, when you're walking, when you're driving, when whatever you're doing throughout the day, throughout the night, your posture is important. All right. So these were the 3 points that I wanted to cover. So first is your movements, take a break, and then the movements in between those breaks, de-stress, and your posture. Okay, so if you want to know more tips, easy tips and tricks as to how to maintain, achieve your good posture and to maintain it, feel free to join my community. I will leave a link in the description below. And for those of you who are watching me on Instagram, the link is in my bio. Alrighty, guys, I hope that was useful, and